welcome. So basically, in this wonderful game that I'll be playing is basically, this is gonna be a very interesting way of knowing what to do. Let's pretend that everybody has at least 13 cards. Now, I'm not gonna say everybody, but let's say you have 13 cards. Now, your opponent, as in me, I only have at least less than 13 cards. Now, basically, I'm trying to figure out what you have, and that's how it goes. Now, the Bogarts will be playing against me, I guess, right? Because I'm playing by myself. Ha ha ha. I'm playing against myself. But the way how this is, in that way, I am going to be saying that we're going to be focusing on 13 cards. Now, 13 cards is a lot, because we have to go through hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades, all four suits. Okay, that's how it goes. Not the suit that you wear. No. Come on now. Ha ha ha. Right? Still funny. By the way, this is, you have to understand on how it's going to be in that way, because you have to focus on the here and now, this monetary equation, because this is how it goes. So less is more, right? That's how it goes. But the way this is, the way how you're going to acknowledge this in the right way instead of the wrong way, you have to improve yourself wisely. So whether if you have a good sharpened mind, whether you have to do that, that's how it goes. And yes, I'm playing at least 104 cards altogether, but there's a lot. So if you have the same cards, you have the same cards. If, what I mean is that if you have the Ace of Hearts and your opponent has an Ace of Hearts, that's how it goes. But, when you have 104 cards altogether, that's how it goes. It's kind of very interesting, but that's how it seems to be. So, the way it is that I'm going to see, while I'm playing at least the poker chips, this is going to be at least 20,000 poker chips altogether. That's how it is. And let me try to figure out what my opponent has, whether they have at least 13 cards, and that could be interesting. So, the poker gods can actually bad check, raise, or put me all in. By the way, this is, if I have only less than the way how I say it, it's going to be very interesting. So that's how it goes. So in theory, this is going to be how interesting it is, because in that way, whether, if I have at least 13 cards, or let's say, for example, the poker gods have 13 cards, I only have less cards, then it's very interesting. So it can be harder, but you never know, right? So that's how it's going to be. But the way this is how it goes, and this is how it goes. So remember that the poker gods will be on your left side, so I was on the right side. Don't get confused about it, that's how it goes. And I will be wearing my wonderful slap-on bracelet again, because this is, I love this, and it's very good, and it's very colorful, and I enjoy it. But that's how it goes, right? So that's how it's going to be. But the way this is how it goes. And I have the dealer button that represents the dealer. Texas Open is like a poker game as well. You have to make the two poker hands to make the best hand. 5 card on the flop, turn, river as the three cards, 4th card, and the 5th card. That's how it goes. So that's all the community cards that is. But we're gonna figure out who's gonna go first, who's gonna go last. That's how it goes. So it's gonna be based on if I'm gonna have a good read or a bad read. So that's how it goes. But in theory, this is how it is in that way, and this is how it goes. So I hope you all like it and enjoy, and this is how it seems to be in that way, and that's how it kind of is at the moment, and this is how it goes. So here we go. So remember, the poker gods will be on your left side, so the Alex is on the right side. So let's see who goes first. 4 hearts, 8 clubs. So I'll go first. Now I'm gonna have less cards to start this off. Now poker gods only have, they will start with 13 cards, and we have the community cards that are gonna come out. So I'll bet at least 4,000. But let's call that 4,000. So make it 8,000. Now, 8,000 in the poker tips. That's how it goes. It's not like $8,000, not that. Very funny. So I'm going to see what I have. So that's my 4 cards. Now Pogods will have more cards than me, like they have at least 13 cards. So I'm gonna move the poker chips over here for a minute because I have to count out at least 13 cards. I'll put my poker chips over here for a second. Even I'll put my cards there and there. So there's 10 cards. And there's 13. So that's the 13 cards. Now, 13 cards is right here, so I don't know, it will be hearts, clubs, spades, or diamonds. And let's see what I got. So I'm going to show you what I have, but I'm going to see what I have first. So let's see. That's not bad for me. That's really not bad. But we don't know because it's very interesting on how it goes. So let's see. Flop is 8 diamonds, 10 hearts, 5 diamonds. And let's see. So yeah, it was checked, but got checked. 3 cards, 7 diamonds. Now it's like a straight flush draw. Out there, check. But got checked. I was got Ace of Spades. So now I'm trying to decide what I would do. So let's see. Like I'm worried that the Pogods have a down draw. So there's always a 50-50 percentage. Now I don't know what the Pogods will think if they have a good hand than me. So I bet 4,000. Pogods called 4,000 to make it 8,000. They checked all the way. They checked 3 times. So I'm scared that they could have a straight flush, as in the 4 diamonds and the 6 diamonds as a straight flush, with the 5, 7, 8 diamonds. Right? So I'm trying to depend on that. They could also have a 6, 9 of diamonds, so that'd be like a not high straight flush. So I'm going to check. Pogods will think, and Pogods will check. Now I have the King of Flush. Now King of Flush looks good, but now let's see what Pogods will do this time. Pogods have the Ace of Clubs, 9 of Hearts, 3 of Spades, 3 of Hearts, 10 of Spades, 10 of Diamonds, 7 of Hearts, Jack of Hearts, Queen of Diamonds, King of Diamonds. I just said with the 6 of Diamonds, didn't I? Yeah. And Queen of Hearts and the King of Clubs. Now the Pogods could have the 10, 6 of Diamonds, but they only missed their straight flush draw. Like there's no way in heck because they missed it. Now I have the King of Flush. King of Flush kills they could use the King Queen as a split. They could use whatever they use, but then if I use the King 9 of Diamonds, they could use the King Queen of Diamonds, but both players could be a split with that, right? That's how it goes. But that's how it's gonna be. So I had a good read when they had the 6 diamonds. I was that close in time, but that's how it goes. So when they use the King Queen of Diamonds, and I had the King 9 of Diamonds, that would be one way or another. That's how it goes. So it would be a split for both players. So Pogods will have their 4,000. I have my 4,000. So that was good to know. So that's how it seems to be, right? So it's kind of interesting on how this is, on how it's going to be, because you have to focus on how it goes. Now the progress still has their 13 cards still. Right? Now it does get harder for me because I only have like not very much cards that I'm trying to play it with here. So, 13 cards versus 4 cards, that's not very much, right? So it's hard because it's the way how it works. So that's how it's gonna be, and it's very interesting because when you focus on this way, this is how it goes. So now the progress will bet. They'll bet at least. So they make it at least 5,000 burger chips. Now I can match it if I want, and I make it at least 5,000 as well. So I'll call it to make it 10,000. Now the progress will have at least 13 cards again. And then let's see. Now I don't know what the progress will have this time because I don't know what they have. So let's see. Let's see what I got. So that's not bad for me because I got whatever I need. Now let's see. So now the progress have 13 cards and I don't know what they have. So let's see. So there we go. The flop is 6 of hearts, 5 of clubs, and king hearts. Now there are only 2 hearts out there and 1 club. Progress check. Zodiac checks. Turn card 4 hearts. Zodiac check. Zodiac checks. Progress check. Last card's an 8 diamonds. So it's gonna be possibly like a straight or a flush out there, because I think to myself like I have the best hand here. It could be interesting, but I don't know what the progress will have this time because once you lead out and you think that you have a good hand, you think to yourself and say, well, this is how it goes. So I can tell that I only have whatever I have. So I could be bluffing if I could have a flush, I could have a straight here. But see, I'm worried that the progress could have a straight and they also could have a flush. So there's always a possibility out there, right? So it's like I'm trying to decide what they have in this normally good spot here. So I'll check. Progress will check. So I have 2 pair. I have 8s and 5s to pair. Now 2 pair. It's a good hand here. It's a good hand. Now let's see what the progress will have this time. So they have the king of diamonds, ace diamonds, ace spades, jack of hearts, ace of spades, jack of clubs, 3 of spades, 7 of hearts, 5 of hearts, 3 diamonds, 5 of spades, 8 of hearts, queen clubs. So I know that they had a hard draw. Like they had a hard draw and they had like the jack high, flush, that defeats my 2 pair. Right? So I did say that they had a hard draw. I didn't say what they had, but they did it. Even though they have aces, but I didn't know that, right? I thought everything was working well. So yes, I did lose, but that's like the part of the game here. So It all depends on whether the cards are going to go in a different direction, right? So it's very interesting on how it goes, right? So now it's going to be my turn to bet. So it's kind of like interesting because I'm trying to figure out how it goes in that way. Whether the Poguts will have a hard draw and I don't, it's kind of very scary for that. How scary it is, it's, it's very interesting, right? So it's not really personal, but the way how this is, it's kind of interesting of how it goes in that way, right? So that's how it's going to be. So let's see what's going on here. So now it's my turn. And I'll make it 5,000. Poguts go with that 5,000 to make 10,000. Now I only got at least 4 cards, right? Now Poguts will have whatever they have, right? So I understand. So, I think that I'll have a good way of knowing what to do here. So this is how it kind of goes in that way, because I can see it now. Wonderful feeling, right? So I can understand that I don't have very much poker chips left, but I can see it, that's how it goes. So now the Poguts, let's see. Now Poguts will get 13 cards. Now, I can easily do the board a little bit differently, because that's how it kind of goes in that way, right? So I can easily do it a different perspective, right? So let's see. Flop is the 9 diamonds, 3 diamonds, 2 diamonds. Now it's like there's all diamonds here. Now I don't know what was happening. Now all diamonds is kind of a good spot for me, but I don't know what the Poguts will have with their 13 cards. It's very interesting on how it goes. So it's like you think that, okay, this is how it goes, but then you're the one that'll be first to act, right? So I will check. Poguts will check. Now the turn. It's Jack clubs. Zodiac checks. Poguts check. Now I won't discard this, but I'll put it right here with the king clubs. Now, usually it means that there was something happening, right? And I think that, well, this is how it goes. So now I'm seeing it a little bit differently, where Queen 10 of diamonds got there, because there might be 9, 10, Jack, King, Queen, King of straight got there, because there's lots of opportunities there he is, right? So I'm trying to figure out what the Poguts will have. Like, they could have top set pair of jacks, top set pair of kings, they could have an ace high flush. There's always these possibilities, right? So it's like I'm trying to decide. So now it goes to me, so I'll check. Poguts are thinking. Poguts are checking. So Poguts will check. Now I got the semi-flush. I'm thinking, alright, I got this, but not necessarily. So let's see. Let's see what Poguts have this time. They have the Jack of diamonds, okay. 8 clubs. King of diamonds, okay. 9 of hearts, 10 clubs, 5 of hearts, 10 of hearts, 3 hearts, 9 spades, 4 spades, 5 spades, queen diamonds, 6 diamonds. So I said about the queen jack, like the queen 10 as a flush. I did say about the queen 10, that's a straight. But I also said that they had like the queen out flush, king out flush, but queen out flush takes it, right? So the poker guys will take it because I just lost another 10,000 poker chips there. So it's like kind of like getting good reads here, but the way how this is, the way how everything is, it's the way of how it kind of goes in that format, right? So, it's kind of like that possibility where things are going to be coming in a different perspective, right? So it's like, while I'm trying to figure out what poets will have, clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds, it's like a 50-50 chance, right? So I did say about a queen high flush, and I was correct on it. So, it's kind of interesting of how it goes in that way and other. So, I'm losing poker chips right now. Like, my stack is kind of low at the moment, but you never know, right? It's the way how it works, right? So, let's see. So let's see. Alright, so let's see. So put a guy to a bet, at least. Let's make it more interesting. So they make it 6,000. I'm thinking really 6,000. That's a lot. So that would make it at least 12,000 poker chips altogether. Yes. Okay, so now I'm thinking, okay, well, that's how it goes. Now let's see. Suppose let's have at least 13 cards. And now my stack is getting low, obviously. So let me show you. Alright, so let's see. Now I can easily switch the board if I want to make it more interesting. So I can easily do this. Add 2, discard 1, add another one. Now the flop is Jack of clubs, Queen diamonds, and Ace of hearts. Now that could be scary for both players, because someone could have, well, I'm not gonna say someone, but the pro gods, as in them, they could easily have King 10 right there, right? So that's way how it goes. Now players will check. I'm thinking what I should do, but I'm thinking, that's very interesting. So I'll check. Now on the turn, with a 6 of clubs. Now I'm kind of scared about that because there's a 6 there, and it's like there could be a set of 6s, like a 3 of a kind. So Pogats will check again. I will check, And last card is the 10 of hearts. Now, there could be a possible straight out there. Because when there's a straight out there, you think that you have the best hand, right? It's like you think that you had a perfect read, right? And that could be interesting. Now, the Poe gods could bluff if they decide to. Is there a choice? And even I can decide if I have a good hand or not. So if I have at least, if I just count my poker chips correctly, if I put them into twos, I only got 12,000 poker chips left. Now that put me in a bad spot. Excuse me. Now poets will say, oh, like 12,000. I said, yes. So they would like, this is their 6. And if they build another one, that'd be 12,000 altogether. Pro gods put me all in for 12,000 poker chips. I'm thinking, oh my lord, you gotta be kidding me. We could have the same thing. We could have the king queen together. That we both split. There's always a possibility to understand about what pro gods are doing. Like pro gods like only live in the cards. Okay, that's kind of my funniest humor, by the way. But you have to decide if you have a good hand or not, right? So I'm trying to decide that. So it could be possibly where I could easily move in and call, but I can easily decide that the pro guys could have a really good, interesting format where they might have a good formula of knowing how to defeat me at my own game. Besides, pro guys will have 13 cards, and I'm trying to decide on that. Yes, I did do a different board here, but it's like, how would I do it? How would I understand of how it goes? And if I call this, I might be the chip lead. And if I don't call this, I might be out. But it all depends, because who knows? It's like the Poguts could have the king queen together, and it could be a split pot. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call. Now I'm going to put myself in that calling stage. So I'm going to be calling. Now I'm going to flop over first my king queen. So I'm going to do king queen for the ace king queen jack 10 straight. So I got the ace high straight. Now let's see what the Poguts have this time. They have the 8 of hearts, 8 of diamonds, jack of hearts, 10 of hearts, jack of diamonds, 8 of clubs, queen of clubs, ace of clubs, 9 of hearts, ace of hearts, 6 hearts, 9 of spades, 4 of spades. So I understand the Poguts did not have the king queen. In my own mind, I thought that they had the king queen, but they had a set of aces, set of jacks, whatever they do, because they were bluffing. Now that was very interesting because of how that was going to go and lead into that in the way of how it goes. In that way, it's okay, this is how it goes. Now I'm in the chip lead now, so it's kind of tough right now because you don't know what your opponent has, even if they kind of bluff you off the hand. I thought, okay, this is how it goes, right? So now I am in the chip lead, right? So it's kind of interesting of how it goes in one or another, because this is how it is. So Poguts only have less poker chips now. Poguts did bluff, and I switched the board up. That's how it was. right? So if I didn't switch that board up, I would not know if they had king queen or they would have a full house or whatever they had. So things can shift, right? So it's like, that's how I'm trying to make good poker reads, which means see if they have the correct hand or the wrong way, right? So it's like you have to trust your own gut feelings. You have to trust your gut, right? So it's like you have to have the way how it goes in that way, right? So you think that everything's fine, but you don't know, right? And when you catch a bluff like that, you catch it. So pokers only have less than poker chips right now, so they can easily like, so they'll bet 6,000 poker chips. Okay, so now I can call that bet. So how much is it? 6,000. Okay, make it, okay, call it for 12,000. Now, let's see, now the pro guts, we'll do it again. Pokers will get 13 cards. Now, I don't know what they have this time. And I'm going to move my poker chips over here so I understand. And let's see. Not bad. So like that's very interesting as well, right? So I don't know what poets will do this time, right? So I'll do that flop again. And here we go. Flop is king of diamonds, queen of clubs, two of diamonds. Now there are diamonds out there again, right? So there's always about those diamonds. So poets will check this time. So Alex checks. Turn card. 7 diamonds. Poet guys check. So Alex checks. Last card. It is king of spades. Now, I do think that, okay, I have the best hand, right? There's diamonds here. I could be worried that there could be a full house here. I don't know if Pogas had 4 of a kind with a pair of kings. That could be dreadful, you know. That's how it goes. Or it could be a bigger flush, right? So there's always these possibilities that are very interesting of how it goes in that way. So I'm thinking that there is always a good way to understand of how it goes. Because once I lead out 12, Pogas lead out with 12,000 poker chips, I did the same. So I'm thinking that Pogas have quads as in 4 of a kind with a pair of kings. It could be a 50-50 chance here. So there's always that. But in this pile over here, on what the Pogas have, they actually have 13 cards. Now I don't know about hearts, clubs, spades, diamonds, you know, that's how it goes. But I don't know about what any pog pairs that they have. If it's aces, kings, queens, jacks, tens, 9s, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, or 2, right? So it all depends on what the pro cards have that I can try to understand that, right? I'm not trying to manipulate, I'm trying to figure out what they have in my own gut feeling here. So, that's how it goes. So, I'll check, Pogots check. Now, I have the 2s and kings for a full house, and I have the not high flush. Right? Now, the Pogots are thinking, okay, well, that was a good hand for you, Zodiac. But let's see. The Pogots have, let's see, 9 of clubs, 2 of clubs, Queen of spades, Ace hearts, 6 clubs, 6 spades, Jack of hearts, 6 diamonds, Jack clubs, Queen diamonds, 9 clubs, 10 clubs, 5 of hearts. So basically they missed everything because, I don't see anything for them. Like they have a queen, but they don't have like 2 queens. They only have like 1 queen here. That's what they got. They have a pair of jacks, pair of 6s. They also have a pair of queens. Well, okay, I didn't see that, but they might have a bigger full house than me. So I did say about bigger full house or quads. I was almost into that direction. So the Pogots do take it against my low pair of 2s and my full house here. So Pogots will take it this time. Right, so it's like they're kind of neck and neck against each other, but the way how this is, the way it's kind of drawn out, because that's how it goes, I guess. So it's like, this is how it's going to be. Now, I could easily think about what's going on now, right? And it's like, I had a good read, it was very interesting. So I could easily, do something interesting, right? And I'm thinking, okay, well, if Pogots had a bigger full house than me, that was great, because I had a perfect read. I thought that they had quads would be a 4 of a kind, or a flush, or a bigger full house. So it all depends on whether the cards ended up being, right? So that's how it goes. Now, let's see what's going on here. Let's see. Now I can easily move in if I want. So I can bet at least I can bet at least 20,000 poker chips. Now that's a lot. You think, oh my lord, that's huge. So exactly how it is, right? So if you think about it, in one way or another, and you think to yourself, it's like, well, if you put 20,000 poker chips, and even if it's your 20,000, you have at least 40,000 poker chips altogether. Look at Pogots' low stack; they're very low. So I can see that, right? I can see of how it is, right? So I'll do my 4 cards. Let's see. So now this is the Bogart side because they have at least 13 cards again, right? So I don't know. It'll be their hearts, clubs, diamonds, or spades. So let's see what I got. So that's not bad. So now I can easily do it a normal flop again if I want. Like a different flop that I did before. So I can easily do that, right? So I can easily, let's see, flop is 9 clubs, queen diamonds, jack of clubs. Now that's like a possible straight there. And so yeah, I'll check, bug out check. Turn. Ace of clubs. Now there's a royal flush draw out there. Bug out check. So yeah, I'll check. And let's see. 5 of spades. Now it's like king 10 got there, right? It could be king 10 of clubs got there. You know, the way how this is, right? There's always these possibility of straights out there. That's how it goes. So I can easily think that I have the best hand here, but the way how this is, even if Bogarts will have the king 10 of clubs, then that's like a flush and a straight at the same time. And they only got at least, they only got 6,000 poker chips left. So I can easily put them all in, you know, so, well, the Bogarts check. Now I'm going to decide. I'm putting it all in for 6,000. Now the Bogarts will think if I'm bluffing, but, you know, I could have a good hand here. I could easily, you know, have a bigger flush here. So there's always these interesting ways, right? So I could be interesting, totally correct or wrong. By the way of this is, if the Bogarts will have the king 10 of clubs, it's very interesting in that way, because it could be suitable, right? So that's how it goes. And Bogarts will call. There's 6,000. So I have 2 pair. I have 10s and 5s, or jacks and 5s, I mean. So I have 2 pair. Now, the Bogarts will see what they have. So they have the 3 of diamonds. They have the jack of diamonds. They have the 8 of clubs. 6 of clubs. Wow. Ace of clubs. Okay. 10 of diamonds. Ace of diamonds. 9 of clubs. 4 of clubs. 10 of hearts. Queen of hearts. Jack of hearts. 5 of hearts. So I can see I was a little bit getting it wrong. So I thought that they had the king 10 of clubs. But they also have like the ace high flush, right? So I just lost at least 40,000 plus the what is it called, the 12,000. So it's like 52,000 I just lost. That was a lot, right? So I just lost at least 52,000 poker chips. So it's like interesting concept here. And that's how much I have left. I only have at least 6,000 left. So I guess they had an ace high flush, not a king out flush. So that was very interesting. Let's see. So let's see. 6,000. But let's call that 6,000 to make 12,000. So I only got at least what I have. Now I only have the 4 hearts, ace of spades. Now that's what I have. Now poker guys, we don't know what they have. Flop is 6-3 of diamonds, 3 of hearts. Turn. 2 of clubs. Ace diamonds. So I got a top pair and a pair of threes. So let's have 9 clubs, 4 clubs, and ace high takes it. Not bad. And one more. So let's see. Only with 12,000 poker chips. And let's see. So that would be at least $12,000. So they were gonna call for that 12,000. So I have the 8 of spades and 7 of hearts. Now I don't know what the pockets will have this time. Flop is ace diamonds, 2 clubs, queen of hearts. Return. 6 clubs, 5 clubs. Now I only have 8 high, and both have the ace of spades, 9 diamonds. So they only have ace high, and that will take at least my 24,000 poker chips altogether out of 52,000 poker chips that they had. So that was how it goes. That's how it seems to be, I guess, but that's how it goes. So you know, it's the way how it goes in that way, because that's how it goes in that way, and this is how it seems to be. So, you know, this is how it goes, but there's a good thing is, know the limit, play within it, right? So, if you had a good chance of, how about you need to understand about your own gut feelings here, you understand about your own gut feelings, right? It's like, you had your own momentum, you had your own way, you had your own physical outcome, but that's how it goes. It's like, alright, everything's going to be happening all at once, and that's how it goes, right? So that's how it's going to be, but I hope you all like this video. Try to believe it. Try to give it a like in the comment if you want. And that's how it goes. And that's how it's going to be. And that's how it is. So you understand how it goes. You know how it is. But that's how it's going to be. And there's a good thing is, know your limit and play within it. So that's how it goes. But I hope you all like it. Enjoy it. And I'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye for now. Ray. Thank you. And thanks. And